Intended, but do you feel the same? Lovers, late at night, I will be right here too. Out of sight, love is under.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Imani P from the DMV. You know where I'm at, you know where I be. Welcome to my channel imaniversus, where we talk about music, culture, and more. Today, I didn't get ready with me. I didn't do nothing. So we gonna do pictures. All right. As a recent, Lil Uzi dropped his third album, The Pink Tape, where he went all the way alt with being hip hop based, auto-tune, trap, and rock. And to me, it was just a mess because I did listen to it twice. Okay, twice. I did listen to it. And the reason why I'm making this video is because The Pink Tape is very reminiscent of Lil Wayne's Rebirth album. So, formalities.
I'd rather we just skip the formalities.
Lil Uzi Vert is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And Lil Wayne is an American rapper and regarded as one of the most influential figures in hip-hop from New Orleans, Louisiana. He is too also a songwriter. I'm not sure to start with first, so let's just do Lil Uzi first, you know, for the ha-has and tee-hees, you know? Lil Uzi's third album, The Pink Tape, dropped, and commercially the album did well, with 11,000 album sales and 100,000 streaming units. I hope all that made sense. If it didn't, comment below and say, Imani, that didn't make no sense, because I'll try better next time. It became Lil Uzi's third #1 album and the third longest opening week album of 2023, which has been sad because I don't know, have y'all seen it, but there have been reports of like not being like a #1 hip hop album so far this year, and I'll make a video about that. So there are 26 tracks on the album, and it is quite long. As I was listening to the songs on the album, first I didn't like it. That's the first thing. It reminded me so much of Lil Wayne's album Rebirth, which was his 2009 album that followed his critically acclaimed hip-hop album, The Carter 3. And that's his 7th studio album. And I'm not a fan of either albums, just like I said before. I just want to make a comparison because I think Lil Wayne's Rebirth album was better than The Pink Tape. I think it executed the sound that Lil Uzi trying to do way better. And I'm going to get into the thick of it. Yeah. So in regard to the Rebirth album, it does have a lot of auto-tune, but it was truly rock music. It was a rock album. It wasn't like what Lil Uzi's trying to do. I think it's because Lil Wayne did enlist in some help from Chanel, who was a phenomenal artist from Atlanta that was signed to Young Money at the time, and her music is really, really good as well and very unorthodox. So he enlists some help with Chanel and bands like Fall Out Boy, who are from Chicago, Illinois. Eminem, you know, he does that little grunge sound. Beastie Boys, same way. It was also inspired by, you know, Coldplay, which is another really, really good band. And from what I see, Lil Uzi's Pink Tape, it was just him mimicking a sound instead of like pulling from other artists like Lil Wayne did with Rebirth. And I think that's why it sounded all over the place. Like the Pink Tape, when y'all listen to it, sounds all over the place, and y'all know it. And I saw it on Twitter a month ago, and you probably feel the same way now. Pink Tape sounds all over the place, like I said. I think it's because Lil Uzi didn't do his work to try to get this alternative rock sound that he was trying to do. It's not consistent. The album does not flow together at all. While Lil Wayne's Rebirth album just sounds like a breath fresh of air, which is really sad because I didn't like the Rebirth album as a child, and I was listening to it again right after I listened to the Pink Tape, and I was like, oh my gosh, this just sounds way better. The Rebirth album sounds more consistent. The auto-tune on there is very annoying. You can hear like the love for the genre and his attempt to do this sound. Lil Uzi he's just combining like hip hop and rock and trap. And if he wanted to do a straight rock like album, he could have just did that. Cause I think he's not, you know, it is what it is. I'm gonna say it. He's not talented enough to combine a bunch of genres together, especially if you're not gonna enlist on no help. You're not trying to take inspo from nowhere. You're just doing vibes and substances and, you know, being Asian, because that's another thing. The album not gonna sound good. I think that's why the Pink Tape didn't sound good. I think I know when this came out, but when Rebirth came out in 2009, one of the reasons I didn't like the album was because I did not like how Lil Wayne was jumping on that skater boy era that everybody was doing around the time. You know, the Vans, I skate now, my hair is long, I swipe it to the side, I'm so cool type of vibe. And I really did not like that he was trying to cash in on that. So that's one of the reasons why I didn't like Rebirth as well. It was also the lowest rated album of 2010 and the 6th in the Condo's worst reviewed albums at Metantic. So I think the whole world was really hard on Lil Wayne and what he was trying to do at the time, especially since he just got off of the Carter 3, you know, the Carter 2, you know, New Boys, all them stuff. Lyrics on Rebirth were a bunch of nonsense, but so was Lil Uzi's. I think they were hard on Lil Wayne because, you know, he's a thug, you know, quote unquote a thug, and he's trying to do rock music, and people just wasn't messing with that. It was a lot of, you know, racism, you know what I mean? Even like the Pink Tape, you know, it's acceptable to do the Pink Tape now because we live in a more accepting world of different genres. You know, people still have their differences and act on those differences in the world. But the Pink Tape is allowed now versus in 2009. Lil Wayne's Rebirth wasn't super allowed and nobody really was messing with it. I think Lil Wayne like dropped Rebirth today. People will love it because people are a lot more accepting now with stuff like that. Still needs some work, but a lot more accepting. I just wanted to say that even like comparing both of the albums, like Lil Wayne had Nicki Minaj on his album, and so did Lil Uzi. Like he was just really trying to do a copy and paste, but like try to do a spin on it and be like, I'm still gonna try to do hip hop and trap elements, and it just sounded a mess. It just sounded like a big mess. Like how when you make a mop bucket, you put Fabuloso, a little bit of bleach, you know, a little bit of soap, hot water, and you just mix it all together. Like it just sounded like that. Like you're just putting stuff together, and there's this really big stench in the air because you're just mixing stuff together. That's what a Pink Tape sounded like to me. At the end of the day, I feel like Lil Uzi really did try, but Lil Wayne just did it better. I don't know if because Lil Wayne's just a better artist than Uzi in general, but Lil Wayne did it better. Lil Uzi's attempt seemed like a bit lazy, and Lil Wayne, like I said, seemed genuinely interested in mimicking a sound and trying to show his versatility, that he's just not this hip hop, you know, mumble trap artist, you know. I can do other things. I can do rock music. I can do pop, and Lil Wayne was on some pop songs and around that time as well. But I really think he does love rock music. I've seen interviews that saying that he does like rock music, you know. He does love skates to this day. That's how he gets his exercise in at his age now. But it just wasn't accepted back then. I do want to like walk back my feelings. I still don't like the Rebirth album, you know, doing another listen of it. But it was just way better than the Pink Tape. And I just felt like my whole body was just like, I just sighed out of relief because the Pink Tape had me on edge. It was just a mess, y'all. It was just a mess. I know the Pink Tape wasn't received by a lot of Uzi fans, but y'all tell me below how y'all feel about the Pink Tape, and if y'all still like the Lil Wayne Rebirth album. If you guys don't, if y'all see the comparisons I'm trying to make. I hope this wasn't everywhere. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this video and this channel. Check out my Spotify, imaniversus. Check out My TikTok's imaniversus. My IG's imaniversus. Twitter's imaniversus. I have a new podcast out, y'all. Go ahead and check that out. I'll put the link in the description and in the comments. And that's it. Thank you for listening and or watching, and I will see you all soon.
Standing, get it right. What I need for you is everlasting. Lovers at night, I might regret the day. What's it worth? Yeah, can't keep on no more, especially when I'm sober. I won't